Hey, what up? It's Holycoffee, and today I will be talking a little bit about what I've been working on the last couple of days. Um, just so you know, this is just like a casual video where I will be talking a little bit about different things, and also been playing a little bit in the background. I will see how that goes. I'm not the best at the multitasking. But as you can see, I'm actually playing Lich at the moment, and I'm having a blast with this class. I think it's so much fun. It's really well done. And as you can see, I'm actually playing Harvest, well, because I love playing melee for some reason. And so the thing is, like, this video I will talk a little bit about my my build idea with this harvest, and also talking a little bit about the health in general as a defensive player. And I also, my plan is also to talk a little bit about how I will try to min-max this character in the future. I'm really going all in on this character at the moment because I'm having so much fun with it. And as you will see later, I'm trying to build this character around health. Mainly because if you're follow the discussion on the forums and on Discord and so on, there've been a lot of discussions about health being the worst defensive player at the moment, especially if you compare it to like a pure protection build, a ward build. So I actually wanted to try to make a health build, and the conclusion I came down to was that if you want to like make a high health build, the first thing you need to get in order is like having a lot of leech in the build, and the best class for that is definitely the lich, and more precisely actually lich, well, Reaper form. I will show it a little bit later, but the Reaper form actually gives a lot of leech, so you can get a ton of leech in that form. And also the second thing, if you want to build around health, you also there's actually a really good benefit by playing Acolyte, and especially Lich, because you have Reaper form. And to those people that don't know Reaper form, it's an ability that changes the appearance of your character. As you can see, I'm like this flying ghosty thing. I don't know, well, not a ghost, but you know what I mean. You actually look super cool, so that's one benefit with going Lich, man. It looks amazing, especially compared to like Acolyte's Acolyte's normal appearance. So okay, so what so the thing why a Lich form is so good is because it's changing your health bar. So it's like this gray health bar here, and it's actually adding a second health bar. So what this means is that if you have 2000 health, it's basically doubling your health, because you're getting, when you're popping in Lich form, you're getting this other health bar it's like the same as your normal health bar, but this is like extra. So when I die, and will this health bar go to 0, I'm getting my normal health bar back, and I'm returning out of Lich form. And as you can see in Lich form, you're draining life, and this like steady raises. So you can't stay in Lich form forever, but you can make it. You can get so much leech, then you can at least do mana left, and like in time mana left without getting out of Lich Reaper form. And also in arena, you can definitely do 5 waves in a row without getting out of Lich form. So okay, so the interesting thing about this Lich form, that it's basically doubling your effective health pool by literally going Lich, and that is actually pretty neat, because as you probably know, as a health build you can't by no means achieve the same amount of effective health as a ward if you're going like pure health. But in Lich form you can actually achieve still a pretty high amount of health um, if you go pure health, because it's literally doubling your health pool. So my goal with this build is actually trying to achieve the highest amount of health possible on a lich. And that's of course is requiring a lot of min max. And but I think it's actually pretty cool. My goal is to achieve 4,000 health, um, where I'm not using shield, and where I'm using a two-hand. Um, so as you can see right now, I don't have a lot of health, and this is because I'm farming monolith at the moment, and I've swapped all my idols to this increased damage while transformed, and I'm also using this unique amulet because it gives movement speed and increased damage while transformed, and also using the war drill just to get the increased movement speed. So I'm actually when I'm in lich form, I have 65% movement speed, and when I'm attacking, I'm getting 20% movement speed from harvest. So I'm actually sitting around 95% movement speed, and I actually also get haste. I can get haste from soul feast, so that's 20% more movement speed. But this is not like by any means like full uptime. And I'm still need to add my 2 silver rings. I haven't crafted one yet, but that will be 16% more movement speed. So this is also why I think harvest is such an amazing skill to build around, because you can like it's easy to like build a tanky harvest, and then you can just like easily swap your idols, and then you have a lot of damage. So the reason why I have so much movement speed at the moment is because I'm like hard farming monoliths to find gear, because first of all I want to min max my character, and I need to find like special items that is ruled well so I can craft on them. The second thing is like I want on my idols I want health idols, and the acolyte have some idols that can roll both prefix and suffix with health. These idols is so rare. I have been farming monolith like non-stop the last couple of days, and I have not yet seen an idol with double health, suffix, and prefix. You can like so if you this is actually a pretty good example, because this idol, I'm 99% sure that this idol can roll increase percent health on the prefix and flat health on the suffix. And these I want 4 idols of to get the like to achieve this 4k health. I can show you a little bit later what I'm using at the moment when I'm doing arena. I'm using normal idols with the double suffix prefix health, and I have found some amazing idols for it, but I've taken a long time. But they're really not min-maxed for acolyte, because you can get specific class idols that achieving the same thing but like a lot higher values. But I seriously I have not found anything yet. Uh, I have not even found the idol with acolyte with double prefix suffix health that is like low values. Um, so so I will be trying to farm these like so I will just the next couple of days I will be farming monolith non-stop just to try to see if I can be lucky to get some of these heal idols. It will be so amazing for my build. So okay, so some of the things I will be covering in this video, as I said, is like I will talk a little bit about health. So the interesting thing about health is, okay, so if you compare to like, let's say, okay, let's compare to ward in the beginning. Why would you ever go health and not ward? In ward, you can achieve a higher effective health build at the moment, like with most builds. But there's like one thing with health that is better than ward, and then is you can reach a higher leech amount than you can do with ward. Like if you compare it to ward gain. This is of course not true in all cases, because as you know, Soul Feast is like an exception to everything with ward, because you can achieve such a high amount of ward gain. But in general, with health builds, if you have 4,000 health and you compare it to 4,000 ward, 4000 health will have more value because you can achieve a higher leech. You can achieve so high leech on a lich that you will be instantly regaining 100% of that 4000 health in like 1 second. So that is why health is better than than going than going ward if you compare it like with the same values. But of course, at the moment, I think health is suffering from some other things that have nothing to do with how the mechanic works. And that is mainly like the health bases. Like let's if I can find here. I have some rings. So if you take a look at the health bases, those health bases is so bad. Like you can see the range on the health is like 5 to 20. 5 to 20 on rings, and on amulet it's 5 to 25, and that base health is like it's doing nothing for a build. I know it's like a low base, so it's not made for a min-max character, but I really hope, and I also think it will come, but I really hope that later on they will add some more juicy health bases that will help health a lot. I actually think that's one of the core issues with health at the moment. I don't think there's anything wrong with how the health mechanic works compared to armor and protection and ward. I just think armor and protection and ward have better like better bases and also a lot better ways to invest in it. So that's one of the things. Oh, okay. I promise you. I'm sorry. The video is not that structured because I'm just like trying this new thing. It's not scripted or anything. So I'm just like talking from the heart. I'll do that in all the videos, but normally I have a little bit more structured how I want to talk about what I want to talk about. But if you look at my idols, look at how well done. I have been using a lot of time to find these idols, and I yesterday and today I found these two. So I have all, well, they can still be min-maxed a lot, but I have almost these min-maxed. But I really hope that I can find these type of idols. You can see the flat life is 74. I can roll up to 75. I hope I could find like where they're double rolled with the increased health on the prefix. That would be so amazing for the build, especially because I'm testing this new thing out that I want to build around health. Because if I can achieve 4000 health, it would potentially means that when I'm in lich form, I have 8000 health, and that would be pretty good, to be honest. So like, well, if you compare health on other classes, health is like on its own it's not very good, especially because well, you need some protections to go with it to increase the effective health. I have thought about also going a little bit protection on this build, and I might do it, but at the moment I have chose to go Dutch, as you can see. But I might change some of these things up. It depends on when I'm on my tanky gear. I can achieve a little bit over 60% Dodge, and my gear is not min max by any means. So if I min max it even more, I think I can reach around 70%. And as you probably know, Dodge have a high diminishing return because like you need like for each percent more you get, you need even more flat dodge to achieve 1% more, like if that makes sense. So I really got surprised about how easy it was for me to get like 60% plus on the dodge. So if I can achieve at least 50-60% dodge on this build without using the set dodge, I think I will try to go set elemental protection on my rings, relic, and amulet, because I think it will overall be a lot better for my mitigation. Because the thing is, like when you're having so much leech as you have on a lich, you will really not die to damage over time effects. Like it's so amazing. Like if as you already probably know, I play a lot of sentinels. the class I've been playing the most. And the one of the things you're dying most on a sentinel is damage over time. It's like your biggest counter, and the reason for that is like because on sentinel you're mainly building around a pure protection build, so your effective health is not quite as good as maybe as like compared to like a ward or something like that. And also you usually don't have a lot of leech, because sentinels tend to be a little bit low on the damage. So I think on most sentinel builds you're probably going health regeneration, um, because of skills like sigils and so on, so you can get a lot of increased health regeneration pretty easy on a sentinel. And so you're having a difficult time on with damage over time, but when you're playing like something like a lich, you have so much leech that you can out leech your damage over time, because damage over time can one shot you. So it just depends on how much leech you have, compared to how much damage you're taking over time. And when you're looking at the necrotic poison and void damage, the most dangerous things is actually the damage over time effects. Where when you look at well, it's of course not true in all cases, but in general, those like the scary thing about those is like the damage over time. And if you compare that with like elemental, the scary things is like hit damage. So I think a good thing maybe for this build would be actually to increasing a lot of the elemental protection, just to get that increased mitigation against the hit damage, because leech, damage over time is really not a problem. So but I actually think, because I want to min-max this so much, I actually think I will be trying to this time actually calculate how much I can achieve on an Excel sheet, just to see what route I think will be best to go about it. I like, if you haven't played Lich yet, I think like I would definitely recommend it. So if you have been following some of my other video guides in the past, I've been making a Warpath, and Warpath is, as I have said previous, it's not one of the best hit damage builds at the moment. Uh, and there's a lot of things compared to, and when you compare it to like Harvest have some choosy things. One of it is, if you're holding over Alt, you can see I'm gaining 1 million necrotic damage per point of in challenges. This is so choosy. I'm actually getting flat damage in my abilities just by staying attribute. If something like Warpath, if something like this existed on Warpath would be a entire different skill. It would be so good. So Harvest is such an interesting skill. The bad thing about it is, like, because you're like building around health, because Reaver form is like taking from health, and it's not, even if you're scaling ward, it will still only be taking from health. And as you know, in challenges give ward retention, so that's the bad thing. But I'm actually still utilizing ward in this build. So one of the reasons why I wanted to build around health was actually because of this node here. Harvest grants you ward when it hits a marked enemy. This is actually really interesting, because it's taking 1% of my health and grant that as ward. So imagine if you're having 4000 health, it would actually give you 40 ward gain on health on each hit. Although Harvest is not the most fast hitting ability, it's actually quite nice. But I think this value is probably a little bit too low at the moment. I will probably buff this to 2%, because 4000 health is a lot, and even then it's not super good. But I still think it's an interesting node. And if you look at the Acolyte, Lich, you can see that it's like this, where you also get ward and crit, so you have 21 here. So you can actually achieve a lot of ward gain and hit in Lich. So that's really interesting. So that's one of the things why I wanted to make this build. So I think this is really cool. So as you can see in my skills, I know this is not a build guide, so don't expect that, but I will probably make a build guide in the future. But this is not a build guide. This is more overview because I'm still theory crafting a lot and swapping a lot of different skills out to see what works. But as you can see, I'm actually using Soul Feast at the moment, and Soul Feast is actually fitting the playstyle quite well. I actually think this build is so fun to play because you're using a lot of different skills. You're using Mark of Death, you can use Transplant, you're using Harvest, you're using Reaper Form, and you're using Soul Feast. So you have 4 active skills you're using. So the idea with using Soul Feast, as you can see, in earlier, I was not using it because I'm lazy in Monolith, but it's like you're popping Mark of Death, then you're using Soul Feast, and then you're like going in. It's really good in arena, well, because one of the reasons is because Soul Fist is so broken at the moment.